and then tell me who you're representing here today, whether you're the applicant, the owner, someone else connected to the project in some way, a community member or neighboring property owner. So we will start with, looks like John, is it Butel?
Yeah, it's John Butel. I'm with Envisage Architecture.
Okay, great. And it's like we also have Joseph Nava.
Oh, hi, this is Joe Nava, former president of the Carthage Civic League and in charge of this project. I did have a meeting to run to at 10:30, so if I could give my commentary earlier, I would appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Sturkey.
Sure. No problem. I'll do my best to accommodate that request. Welcome,
Thank you.
Mr. Nava. Okay, we also have, it looks like someone under E. Zur. If you could unmute for him. Are you with us? E. Zur. So it's a woman with glasses and a black shirt.
I'm sorry, but I'm having a difficult time understanding you. I can hear everyone else, but not you.
Okay. Can everyone else hear me okay?
Yes.
I think I heard that.
Okay.
Hold on.
Is your volume turned up all the way? Okay. If you could give me your name, please.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Your name. Your name, Miss Ezer, your name.
Oh, my name is Elizabeth Zurich, Zureick.
Okay. And are you connected to the project in some way?
I'm a trustee with the Carthage Civic League.
Okay, great. Welcome. And we'll move to Sarah Kleiner.
Hello, I'm Sarah Kleiner with Envisage Architecture, and we are the applicant on behalf of the Civic League.
Okay, great. Ms. Kleiner, are you able to hear me okay?
I am able to hear you, yes. Thank you.
Okay, got it. And then I have someone under Jason.
Yes, my name is Jason Melling. I'm the current president of the Carthage Civic League.
Okay. Great, welcome.
Thank you.
And looks like Barbara Bell is here. Barbara, are you with us?
Yes. Hi, good morning. Yes, my name is Barbara Bell, and I am the treasurer of the Carthage Civic League and over a 20-year resident of the community of Carthage.
Great, welcome. And it looks like we also have Alexis Wimbish.
Yes, my name is Alexis Wimbish. I'm the project manager at Homebase Cincinnati, and we are a project partner.
Okay. Great, welcome. Are we expecting anyone else to join us on the applicant owner side of this before we get started? No? Okay. All right, great. So I'm going to quickly read through our hearing script. This is just going to cover the procedure for the hearing, and then we'll begin. And Ms. Zurich, if I would ensure that the volume is up all the way on your computer. There are also some settings.
It is up all the way. I don't know why I can hear it. I'm just holding it close so I can hear it.
Okay.
Sorry
great.
about that.
I'll do my best to try to speak up. Okay, so yeah, this is just going to cover the procedure for the hearing and then we'll get started. So this is the November 26, 2025 session of the Zoning Hearing Examiner docket. Again, my name is David Sturkey. I'm the Zoning Hearing Examiner for the city. I'll be presiding over the hearing today. The case before us is case number ZH20250121. That's 15 West Seymour Avenue. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and any other parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any other party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. For our purposes here today, it sounds like everyone here is either a part of the Carthage Civic League, which I have down as the owner of the property, or the applicant, the architecture firm. So I'll allow any of you or all of you to tell me about the project. What exactly it is you're proposing, the relief that you're requesting in order to complete the project, and then of course why you think that relief is appropriate and should be approved. Again, one of you can speak, all of you can speak. It's really up to you how you want to orient your presentation. Once you all have presented your case, if there was anyone here from the general public that was not representing one of those two organizations, they would have an opportunity to speak. Let's see. In the event that there was a party that testified or offered argument in opposition to this application, the applicant would have an opportunity to respond to that testimony offered in opposition and then make any closing statements. Again, since it seems like there's no one from the public and there's no one from the city staff here, that it really will just be a conversation where you're telling me about this project, why it should be approved. I'll have some questions along the way, and then we'll wrap it up. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or to make any comments. Okay, the last thing I need to do is just swear in all of our witnesses. So if you intend on providing any testimony here today, making any comments, asking any questions, really doing anything other than just strictly observing here today, then the zoning code requires that I swear you in prior to that testimony. So if that's you, if you could please take yourself off of mute now. I'll need everyone to raise their right hand and to answer out loud. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
You do.
Thank you all. And Mr. Utel, could you just go off mute and just confirm
I do.
again? Okay, thanks a lot. All right, it's unless there's any objection, I was going to allow Mr. Nava to speak first since he has another appointment. So Mr. Nava, if you're ready, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I just want to give a few brief comments and then turn it over to the colleagues. It's been a great journey since St. Charles Borromeo was very active in 2021, and the felling of that building in the property now known as Carthage Commons. We've been working very diligently to provide a venue for not only Carthage, but also the surrounding communities. We are looking at a vision of a building to build a space to join our community and the surrounding communities. And we want to have a transition to the public space that was formerly of the Archdiocese of Cincinnati. So we've had various conversations and meetings with the Archdiocese to allow us to have as ample a venue as possible. And I think we're very happy to have achieved that with their concurrence. A total shout out to the outstanding support of the city of Cincinnati and specifically of Mayor Efta Pureball, who has actually been part of a couple of activities at Carthage Commons, undeveloped Carthage Commons, and also the various departments. I want to have a major shout out to the Carthage Civic League and the key players. Mary Broughton, who is a member still, is not present today. I was very key, and Jessica Wolf actually named Carthage Commons and was part of the original processing team. And of course, the current board and present board have been very active in various activities. I want to transition from this public space of the Archdiocese of Cincinnati to a wonderful venue of Carthage and surrounding sister communities. We have met with the communities surrounding Carthage, and they are very supportive and are eagerly looking forward to having this project proceed. I want to say that also a big shout out to our current players. Of course, our current board president, Jason Melling of the Carthage Civic League, as well as Sarah Kleiner and her envisaged architectural team. and a project manager, Alexis Wimbish, who is present. They're wonderful people. Alexis working for Rosa Christoffel of Home Base Cincinnati. So a word about the zoning. It is actually coming from a long-standing common space to the community. And so it should be just a transition to a public space actually to encourage not only people who would participate in the former St. Charles Borromeo and public space, but also to the surrounding communities, as I said before. I will leave the actual discussion of the specifics involved to Jason and our colleagues. They're very capable hands of Jason Melling with our great board, Sarah, Alexis, and their teams. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nava. Appreciate your testimony here today.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and exit. I have another meeting to run to. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah.
All right, who would like to speak next about the project?
I'd be happy to, or Alexis, if you would like to take like a moment to go through the history, starting with Yarden Company, just talk about how we got here.
Absolutely. So I'm here representing Home Base Cincinnati. We are an umbrella organization that builds development capacity in community development corporations or other community-based organizations for neighborhoods that don't have CDCs. The Civic League is a partner that we met in late 2023. And at the time, we had additional CDBG funding that we were using to move potential projects from whatever status they were at to the next point. So when we began our partnership with the Civic League, it was during early community engagement. So they had acquired the space through partnership with the city of Cincinnati. And we're launching the community engagement, and we were able to use our funding to contract Yarden Company to put together the steering committee. So that is where the original concept came from for Carthage Commons, and it included kind of a lot of transitional placemaking. So at the time, it included maybe like a semi-temporary hoop house, along with tents for people to serve food or products that they make at home. It did include the stage, and it did include the open event lawn, as well as a park for food trucks to be able to come and park at the space. So that was able to really identify what the main principles were for the space. And we've been able to build on top of those by bringing Sarah's team along and the rest of the design team as well. We, since 2023, have continued to fundraise and build capacity towards actual construction. So we have several times over applied for additional city funding through programs such as NCCIP, a new program called the Empower Neighborhood Program. Will be providing majority of construction funding for this first phase. And then we do intend to apply for a state level capital budget submission to hopefully fund the second phase. And so that is where we've been since 2023. Some of the other barriers that we've been able to overcome include modifying an existing restrictive covenant with the Archdiocese, which previously stated that the space had to be a parking lot. And we were able to get that modified, and now we can build anything other than a parking lot. And we've also been able to get lots of support from the surrounding community, lots of letters signed, and work with some of the corporate partners in the neighborhood as well, including Givadon.
Okay, great. Thank you for that background, Ms. Wimbish. Ms. Kleiner, did you want to pick it up from there?
Sure, I'd love to. So as Alexis was saying, parking company put together a very schematic plan that was able to outline the activities that they wanted to be able to do at the site. And a lot of activities they're already doing at the site. So this is a community who really doesn't have a home, and yet they've managed to activate the space in the summertime. They have their national night out there, they're back to school, they have movie nights. So it's fenced off, so it can't be used during the day by just about, by anybody, but they are maintaining it and they're activating it. They also have several groups who don't have a home now. They have a seniors group that's very active. They have a holiday party in the winter. They have a lot of things that are happening in this community. So having a space in order to put those is really important. And I think it's important for the city to know that this isn't just some sort of wish list. Like, these things are already happening. And so once that space is built, it's going to be used all the time. And it's close to the business district. And I think that's going to really help with the business district activate each other, make it safer and better for the kids. So generally speaking, the project is a park with a nice walking path, landscaping that's going to have built-in underground waters so that they don't have to worry about watering it. It's going to stay nice. The civic building is going to have the event space that they can have their meetings in, but it will also allow for rental space. So some of that rental can help pay for the maintenance of the building for, say, birthday parties or yoga classes. We don't exactly know yet, but that space has a kitchenette in it so that they can have their meals. The seniors will start using that space right away. They've already got furniture they're ready to donate. There's a stage. So one of the reasons we want the variance for the setbacks is so the building can be pushed further towards the edge of the property to allow more space for the stage for people to use that either to be watching what's on stage or for other activities that could take place. So they could have a flea market or a farmer's market or whatever activities that are available, but also just some place for kids to run around. There's playground equipment on the space. There's a storage shed, which they have storage that they're paying for off-site. So we're going to make that part of this so that they can have it right where they need it, and then they won't have that fee. And then there'll be restrooms and water fountains that people can use when they're there, when the space is activated. So it'll be locked when no one's around, but when they have a big event, those will be available to the public to use. So we are asking for several variances with signage, all consistent with a typical park, just signage to let people know, hey, we're here. And these are the activities that are happening. So I think there's several signage. One, we want a big monument sign on the corner that announces the park. We want a couple small signs that are informational signs along the sidewalk. And then we're asking to be able to, paint the side of the building that faces Seymour so that we can have a mural that represents the community.
Gotcha. So just to be clear, as we talk about the specific pieces of relief, I see about 11 here, variances and, well, maybe 10 variances and 1 conditional use. And so it looks like, a large portion of those are related to the signage. I think you just gave a summary of what you're proposing, but is there anything specifically you wanted to mention about those signs, about why you think they're appropriate for this particular property?
Yeah, sure. The mural itself, I think, is appropriate. Just to help with cohesiveness for the neighborhood and give, a symbol for Carthage. So, and that's something they have. One Carthage mural about a block away, and they've done one in the street. And I think it's just part of activating that neighborhood. The larger monument sign on the corner of, I want to say Fairfield, but I know that's not right. Fairway. And Seymour.
Fair Park.
Fair Park, thank you. There's so many fairs in Cincinnati. Great. Um, we want to give, some presence to that corner and let people know what it is and why it's there. And we're just asking for it to be slightly bigger than what is allowed in the zoning code. And that might come down a little bit, but we have nice wide 8-foot sidewalks so that we can have two-way traffic easily. And, we just want to be able to have something that's big enough and makes sense to walk through and not feel crowded. And the two informational signs are actually from Cincinnati Health Department. Those have been donated from the city. So that's something that they're used to using in other parks around the town that just aren't, because we're not officially a park,
Sure. Where
don't
will
fit in the
where
zoning.
where will the informational signs be located? Will those be on the building or throughout the
They're
open space?
standalone. One's
Okay.
kind of near the building on the Seymour side on the corner, and then one's down in the opposite corner. So we're kind of trying to hit around the park.
Okay.
And that'll be one that, where they can print out the calendar for the month or the week and let people know what's happening.
Yeah, let me just share my screen here so I can show you what I'm looking at. So is this these are the proposed informational signs?
That's correct.
Okay, got it. And then there's an entry trellis as well.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Okay, so outside of the informational sign here and this trellis structure, it looks like maybe there's other signs on the actual building and then a mural on the side of the building. Is that right?
That's correct.
Is there any signage that we haven't discussed that I'm missing here? And this is I'm just looking at the staff report that was prepared by the city staff. That's all I'm seeing. Is
That's all we have.
okay, great. All right.
If I may add on to Sarah's comments about the health department signage, they've been instrumental in building the area around the common site through their Healthy Eating Active Lifestyles grant. They'll be installing the Carthage Heritage Trail, which will start at the common site. And so they will be also installing signage that represents the trail. And part of our request for the variances is to help build some distinction between signage for the commons and signage for the heritage trail as well.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Kleiner, is there anything else you wanted to add? I didn't mean to cut you off there. I just wanted to clarify as I was looking at my notes here.
No, I mean, I've been working with Carthage for at least a year and a half now, going on 2 years, and it's been really wonderful to see what they're doing with the neighborhood. Been to the activities that they have and painted the faces of the kids in the neighborhood and seen what's happening, So like I had mentioned earlier, I think that this is just a really great bonus for a community that's already putting the work in, and we know that it's going to be used from day one.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ms. Kleiner. Would anyone else on the call like to say anything about the project? Mr. Melling, if you want to unmute for me.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Sturkey. My name is Jason Melling, and I'm the current president of the Carthage Civic League. And as Joe mentioned, and even Sarah and Alexis, there's been a lot of work done, prior to me coming into this position. And, as Sarah mentioned, the space is already activated. It's already being used for the community. We're just looking to help bolster, that buy-in from the community and show them that there is a safe place for everybody to come together. First of all, I want to thank you for reviewing our requests. These variances will not only make sure that we stay compliant with our builds, but also that we maintain positive relationships with our neighbors in the community. I believe we're asking for a fence variance as well, and that's something that will allow for privacy and sound control for the commons and neighboring property, because we do strive to maintain relationships that support our community. And the reason why the commons is so important is because now more than ever, we need a place to come together. And, as Sarah and Alexis said, we don't have a place to meet currently. We're gracious enough to have a place donated to us monthly, but we would really benefit from and be able to grow, with our community if we had our own space. So this project not only represents what the Carthage community is now, but also supports what we strive to be as future generations grow and look for a place of belonging. And the approval of these variances will bring to life our vision of inclusion and community and spirit via the Carthage Commons. So that's really all I have. I appreciate the time and the work that Sarah and Alexis and all my predecessors have put in. I just hope that we can continue to move this forward and provide the community somewhere that they can enjoy and smile in. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Mallett. Appreciate
And
your
if,
testimony.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
if I might make a comment, Jason, in our conversations with zoning, a 6-foot fence is allowed from the front elevation of the neighboring house all the way back. So we did show it on the plans, but we did not ask for a variance for that. That's something that we can do as long as we're willing to only do a 4-foot fence from the front of the elevation to along that part of the property.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
for
right.
clarifying that.
Okay. Would anyone else from Carthage Civic League like to say anything? Ms. Bell?
Yes, again, good morning. I've been involved with the acquisition and of this property since the beginning, having met with the city to try to get this property. I think it's very important, for Carthage, particularly since we lost our rec center about at least 10 years ago. It seems that, at that point we had a common meeting place to come together, the children, adults, there were activities, and people knew each other. But since that time, it's kind of gone by the wayside, and you have new people who have moved in, such as Jason Melling, who's new to our neighborhood, and glad to have him here. It just provides, I think, more of a feeling of neighborhood by having a common meeting place. And also the location of it is more centrally located than the location now where we're having our community meetings. And also just the location of the property. The Seymour Avenue is a very major, much used roadway, particularly with students going up to St. X high school. It also would provide, an area not only for our seniors to meet together, which they do meet twice a week, but also there's opportunity for some educational programs, whether it be, CPR or cooking or just educational and informational meetings for us. I don't feel, that anything that we're building here will be a negative impact. If anything, it would be a positive impact for our community. And it just is just a much needed area for us. And I appreciate your time and consideration, for these variances for this property. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for your testimony. Anyone else like to say anything before we wrap up here? Okay, I think we can leave it at that. I have had a chance to review the application materials and the staff report. Based on that, and based on all the testimony that I've heard here today from the applicant and from the Carthage Civic League, I agree that it would be impractical to strictly enforce the zoning code to this application. And so I am going to approve the application. I need to formalize that approval in a written decision. I mentioned at the beginning that typically takes about 2 weeks. I know that we have a holiday coming up tomorrow, and so I'll do everything I can to get that to you as quickly as possible. As soon as I finish this, or as soon as I finish the decision, I will put it into a PDF, and then I'll email it to everybody who's in the hearing here today. So you all have a copy of that really just moments after it's complete. Ms. Kleiner, I assume you'll probably be working with the city to get those permits, but the zoning plans examiner here Matt Lashide, who worked on the staff report. As soon as he sees my email, I'll include him on that. As soon as he sees that, he's able to approve the zoning permitting on his end, and then you all can take the next steps. Any questions about any of that?
No, that's great. Thank you, Mr. Sturkey. I
Okay.
appreciate it. We're
Absolutely.
very thankful. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Of course, yeah. I mean, that sounds like a great project, and yeah, it's really exciting for Carthage. I'm happy for you guys. Definitely a better use than a parking lot, as it was once restricted to. So I think it's great. I wish you guys the best. If you have any questions or want an update on the status of the decision, please feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, look for an email in the next couple of weeks, and good luck with everything.
Thank you again, Mr. Sturkey. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a
Thank
great